Hey folks, Abitinator here.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
We're here in Long Dark. We are probably going to make a run for the gold mine. We do have a bedroll and we do have a hacksaw. So life is good. Do you come here seeking knowledge? That in itself is knowledge. True. How you doing, Roller? How's your day been? Had a pretty good day. One of the last couple of days I've been working on, so an old, way back 2015, 2016. In order to pay some bills, I hung my shingle out for a little bit and was doing website design. So I was building author websites for other writers, and yeah, I thought all of my clients had their websites had moved on to Squarespace or WordPress or done something else. These were all hand-coded, HTML and CSS. And one of my old clients contacted me and said she was still using my original website for her and wanted an update because she had another book coming out. And so that was a little unexpected, but kind of fun. It was a pretty simple update for the most part. I had to resist the urge to rewrite the entire website because I'm not being paid to do that. So why would I do that? It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, that's kind of where I was at with that one. It's like, but I mean, it's not tons of money. I was, poet rates, right? Poets are broke, don't charge a lot. Yeah, so I did that and got paid. U.S. exchange rate to Canada makes it, a little bit of extra money, which frankly I probably already spent because I ended up having to pay for some other things I wasn't looking for. I did something very stupid the other day. I was cleaning the bathroom and cleaning the tub with a bleach-based cleaning spray and forgot I was wearing a nice shirt that's black. And so I ended up getting bleach spots on it, which is not fun. And so, yeah, I was not happy with that. So, we should probably downsize before we go anywhere. Let's just about to.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so I tried to get a fabric marker to try to touch up the spots, but yeah, I gave it a try. Not satisfied with it. Still not looking great. Still looking a little spotty, discolored. So I'm doing the next step, which is I ordered some fabric dye. I'm going to have to get a plastic Tupperware or plastic bin and use the dye, soak it for 30 minutes, and then hopefully that resets the color. But yeah, not fun to nice shirt and then ruin it. So Okay, so let's see what we got here. Let's top this off. Yeah, I'm not doing tie-dye effect. No, that would be silly. Okay, let's drop this and this. Matter, we might as well just drop that one as well. We're not going to need a can opener where we're going. We're not going to need this. We're not going to need that. Honestly, we're not doing... We're not doing matchless, so we don't even need to carry the lantern with us. We can drop this as well. We'll go through all these guys soon enough. We'll keep 2 of those. Pry bar, I don't think we're going to need the pry bar. We're not going to need the metal. Well, we'll keep 1 in case we have to fix the hacksaw. We'll eat our way through these guys. We need to fix some of these things here. Okay, I'll leave a few more. Keep those, we'll use them up right away. Okay, that's where we're at. Oh, we don't need all the water either. Okay, we're good to go. How about lights? Okay, now we can book it. We still have well fed? We still have well fed. Let's keep it. Yeah. So anyways, I'll have to experiment with fabric dyeing this week. I mean, it's not the only black shirt I have, but it's a nice one. I have a second nice black polo. I have a few black polos, but I have like, these 2 are like my best quality polos I own that I got, you know, at discount. I like to keep them. They look really, really sharp. Or they did. Or this one did until I ruined it. So, I don't know why it was, like, I don't know why I did that. Anyways, silly thing to do. Forget what you're wearing, then wear your good clothes into the bathtub to clean. It's not a smart move. I mean, even if they weren't my best clothes, I don't know why I would have done that. It's like I'm dressing up to use to clean the shower is not something that people do, right? Yeah. So anyways, I had another Zoom call earlier today with a friend of mine who runs a bookstore to chat a little bit more about strategy. She works in upstate New York. I'm trying to remember what exactly it is. It's a small town, and she's formerly from the publishing industry. So like me, she offers coaching and editing services. And but it's been a few years since she did that last, so we were having a meeting to strategize, and also because I need to update my materials and figure out a better way to advertise. We'll forget the lesson by the next time it happens. Yeah, that's what I worry about. You know. As we get older, that happens more and more often. Ooh, there's a bear over there. Go, Mr. Bear. Keep on moving. Okay, we will. Might as well eat some stuff while we wait. Let's get rid of some cans. Where are you now, Mr. Bear? I can do that thing where we throw torches at the guy until he leaves.
Why didn't Come on, little fire.
Come on, go away. Oh, good enough. He came up to visit. We decided not to stay. We invited him for dinner at the fire. He said, "Your dinner," and I said, "Nope. I gotta give you a rain check and head out." I had a proud uncle moment today when my oldest nephew contacted me and asked for my advice on a D&D game he's about to run. It's like, we're all inexperienced and have no idea what we're doing. It's like, and I've somehow become the DM. It's like, okay. And of course, they're already choosing to run character concepts that are not official rules. I'm like going, okay, we prepared for the chaos. And he said, yeah, I'm okay with chaos. So. But I do feel like I owe my nephews and my sister a good solid D&D game sometime. Because I don't think they've ever seen me run a game. Not since my sister, not since I was a kid, and even then I was just a player. I never ran games. Okay. Off we go. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to rush to get to the angler's den. Yeah, someone wants to run a skeleton that's a necromancer. I'm like, I didn't say this, but I was like thinking someone's been watching too much anime. Think of at least one or two isekai anime plots that basically are that. But yeah, I was noting, well, if they want to run a skeleton, you know, in addition to the fact that they're going to be, you know, immune to necrotic and well, immune to poison damage, poison condition, they should also be vulnerable to bludgeoning. And they also will need to figure out how they're going to heal themselves, or you're going to have to come up with a mechanism for them to heal themselves, because normal healing's not going to work. So. Yeah, that's also a possibility, is that they're thinking One Punch. Or not One Punch, they're thinking One Piece. It also has a skeleton character, but I don't think he's a necromancer. He's just immortal. He just shows up at the end and they punches people and finishes the combat for everyone. Go away, go away. Don't like you. Yeah, I recently had the opportunity to sit down and rewatch the first two seasons and remembered how much of a joy it was. I mean, there's a few other anime and manga I put up there for being fun to watch, for being so ridiculous and over the top. Marshall is one of my favorites for that. I mean, it's very, very hip in terms of the music too. But Marshall's about a it's about a world in which everyone has got magic ability, and if you don't have magic ability, you're reported and, you know, treated as a less than. there must be something wrong with you, right? And so the main character, Marshall, has been adopted, raised by like this older magician who is protecting him because he actually can't use magic at all. And so what he does instead is trains him to be really, really strong. And so Marshall believes that he is a magician, but actually everything he does is because of his ridiculous strength. And so he ends up getting caught, and they have to persuade people that he's actually a magician. And magicians are born with these tattoos on their faces that indicate, like, the number of lines they have on their tattoos indicates how powerful a wizard they are. So they give him these tattoos, these fake magic tattoos. Did we go off track? Okay. These fake wizard tattoos, and have him hide in in the Magic Academy, pretending to be a student there. Well, he is a student, and it's the whole thing's a parody of like Harry Potter, and so yeah, there's like a game of like that's sort of like Quidditch where they like fly around on brooms, and everyone's like he's forced to participate, so he simply jumps up into the air and then moves his feet so fast that he's basically like a helicopter. That's the real question, right? Is how far can he get? I mean, he's 2 seasons in, and most people have started to figure out that he's just really, really strong. But he still manages to pass all the tests that he's required to pass. So it's pretty wild. Let's see if I can find you the intro for Marshall. Is this it? Okay, I think this is it. Yeah, I'll post it. There's the intro sequence for it, which is very catchy. And let's see if we can have any. Okay, this is kind of a fun example here too. This is the one I mentioned where he plays in a game of Quidditch, Anyways, I gotta get out of here. spooked me when the deer took off running. I thought that was a wolf coming for me. Woohoo! We made it to the angler's den.
Perfect.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Tools.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
More matches. Okay, let's figure out what else we need to do here. Dog food. Okay, we're taking a risk on this one, but better figure it out.
What a way to die.
Yeah.
I just want to die.
Please don't.
I'm so tired I could lay down right here.
Okay, we only have... Need more matches. And more torches. A week from now, I will... I'll be, picking my mother and my nephew up. Next week this time, well, not this time, next week earlier in the day, but... So, that's kind of exciting.
sure I can carry much more.
Okay, let's see what we got here. This, this. Oh, come on. You can do this, Astrid. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so I think next Saturday I will not be streaming because I'll be probably spending the evening hanging out with my mother and my nephews. Seems like the responsible thing to do, right? And then trying to think what else will get affected. Let's figure this out here. So let's see, the 16th, no stream. The 17th, I'm not doing D&D. 18, 19. Don't know about streaming on the 19th. I will likely be picking up my roommate from the airport. I just don't know when their flight comes in. But they're bringing back golf equipment, so it's more of a hassle, so they'd appreciate my help. 21st. So we might miss 2 streams, or I might have to stream at different times. And Thursday the 21st, I don't know yet. I think when the other one is. Oh, a second, I'll just double check. Six, they fly back. So yeah, so there might be a couple streams that I'll have to stream either earlier in the day, or I'll stream on another day. Yeah, so that's the reality. Being a responsible family member. Yeah. We failed. Okay. Let's figure out how we can feed ourselves here. Okay. Still sounds pretty terrible out there.
Come on, little fire.
Yeah. When August is done, we'll be into September,
Come on, little
and
fire. Come on.
I will have to. I'm gonna either. Well, I'm hopefully going to be.
Perfect.
Hopefully, I can pick up a little bit more consulting work. But I might do some extra streaming too. Let's see. Okay, we still have reishi, rose hips. Okay, there we go. Oh, we need a few more torches, don't we? Okay, we don't have enough flour. We'll just drop that for now. I don't know if we'll make much progress here. Spent too long doing prep work. Okay, well, we'll just scavenge more, I guess, right now. A little bit too late to make a run for a gold mine. I mean, I guess we could go check on this guy. Tear go down. Well, that's a trade up. I'll take that. And a flare. Where's the wolf? Over here? Cool. There's no way I can harvest that. Well, you can keep that. I can't do anything with that. I'm the king of the world. I guess we're just going to boil some more water. Hmm. This is interesting. We gained a sub. I don't know who subbed, though. Hmm. Who subbed? Yeah, it's weird. Okay. There's no notification. Just my subscribers increased by 1. It's probably someone who's not currently watching but resubbed because they realized that they hadn't renewed their sub. Okay, let's figure out how much stuff we have and how much do we not need to carry with us. Okay, do we need both these? No, we don't. Just take 20. Were there 3 here? Oh no! We have learned an awful truth. We cannot use birch bark for healing. Oh no. Oh, that's going to be interesting. It says it happened 48 minutes ago, so, but it doesn't say who. Very mysterious. Money laundering. That's what's happening. Oh, we're not tired enough. Oh no. That's not going to be good. It's morning. Okay, this is doable. He's stuck on the hill. Hey, Gino! Welcome in. Yeah, I just discovered that we can't make birch bark tea, so that's going to be an interesting... No recovery tea. And no respawn tea. That's another problem, right? Unlike everything else, usually you can depend on birch bark to replenish. And can't use it for making tea. Oh, we have confirmed the existence of deer because we saw a wolf take down a deer. So we know that deer exist. We've also seen them run away from us. So deer are around, but I don't know if I've seen any bunnies. Guess we'll wait and see. Well, we just learned that we don't have birch bark tea in this run, so that's confirmed. Where are all the wolves? Yeah, normally the wolves are all over this place.
I've never felt so cold in my life.
So, do you know, I was just telling Roller that for the next couple weeks, my streaming is going to be a little bit more sporadic because my mother and my nephews are coming into town on the 16th, which is a Saturday. So I will not be streaming that night because I'll be busy hanging out with them. Well, most likely. I don't know if they'll be tired and wanted to call it an early night. In which case I might be able to get back and do some streaming. So yeah, next Saturday is up in the air. Don't know for certain. And then Tuesday, the following Tuesday, also up in the air because it's the day my roommate gets back, flies back, and I will probably have to pick them up at the airport.
This gear.
Because they're bringing back golf equipment, which is a bit of a pain to have to haul through. Okay, there's our climb. How close are we? We're pretty close. That's not going to make any substantial difference. These guys are heavy though. Do we want to find? We need to get
Come
this
on, little fire.
fire starting leveled up.
Come on, little fire. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Probably not going to worry about that. is getting kind of heavy.
It's really foggy. Whoa, Carradine, thanks for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. How have you been? I am Baba-Janator, but pretty much everyone calls me Baba. And we'll give a little shout out to Carradine. Thanks for the follow. A little bit about myself. I am a Canadian streamer. I am also a writer. I'm the author of 2 books of poetry. I'm a former computer games programmer. I teach, I'm a creative writing coach, manuscript editor, and I just completed my master's in library and information science, which is my 3rd terminal degree, since I have an MFA in creative writing, a PhD in literature and creative writing, and now the library science degree. So apparently I don't know when to quit. So here we are, we're up in Ash Canyon. We are currently making a run for the gold mine. And we are doing a weird little challenge. Yeah, I like learning to a large degree. Yeah. So we're doing a challenge in which we get a completely randomized custom survival setting code, which we know nothing about. So if you're curious about where this generator comes from, I wrote this generator, I think it was last year, and basically as a way to create interesting custom runs of different difficulty settings. So they start with the baseline of whatever you choose, Interloper or Stalker or Voyager, and then it randomizes from there to create something in between the difficulty settings of, Stalker and Interloper. If you say Stalker, it'll give you something harder than Stalker, but not quite an Interloper level difficulty. Oh, I think I posted it to Reddit to share it, and I wasn't certain how many people actually used it. But I have fun with it. Okay. So all we know right now, pretty much this is all we figured out so far. Wolves seem to be high or very high, although we've kind of found a couple of spots where they didn't show up. Blizzards, or possibly it's just wind, is very high. We're getting a little bit of a break from that right now. And we've got no birch bark tea. That's the other thing we confirmed recently. We did confirm that there are deer in this run because we saw one, and then we also later saw a wolf take one down. But the wolf took it down on the side of the mountain, which made it impossible for me to go fetch, so I didn't bother trying to scare off the wolf for that one. Because it was like way too steep. It was like, there's no way they'll let me build a fire up there. I'll just freeze to death trying to harvest that. If I could even get up that high. It's definitely mountain goat wolf. Yeah. Let's see. Have we seen bears? We have seen bears. Actually, we probably should update that. And let's see. Wolves. Bears. Confirmed. Deer. Confirmed. Rabbits. Don't know. Oddly enough, we haven't seen any. Ptarmigan. Moose. Not moods. Moose. And, yeah. But yeah, we have had some good luck. We found a bedroll and we got our hacksaw. So with those two things in hand, we're moving along quickly. But there does seem to be like a lot of... Seems like the plant life's a little bit more spare. Even though, like, outdoor loot seems more plentiful, like, instead of finding 1 can, I'll find 2 or 3. But, in terms of, like, harvestable plant life, that seems a little bit less consistent. So, I don't know. What? We need a pry bar. You can't use a hacksaw. We left our pry bar back at the... back at Mountaineers, so... Timberwolf, so... No pry bar for us. So someone says there's usually firewood over here. Oh, look at that. There it is. Learned something new. No, we could go over there. There's a... sometimes a carcass or something, but yeah, I don't see it right now. How close are we to getting our starting? Oh, we're still ways off. Yeah, so, yeah, how was your run, Carradine? What were you up to? Let's see if I missed you saying what you were doing. You didn't say. Hopefully you're having fun. Ah, 2 coffee a day. So you completed it. Congratulations. I have not taken up that challenge. There's part of me that's kind of been moving towards either very challenges that are very simple to explain to people, like the one I finished last week, which was the matchless challenge, where we had to survive for 50 days without ever using a match. That's very easy to explain. Yeah, I see a match, I leave it. I can't take any matches with me, cannot use them to start anything. So that's always easy to explain. Or the roll with it challenge, which I think conceptually people find really intriguing, you know. The uncertainty about how long you're going to stay in every region, and the fact that there's never a point where you feel like you're completely safe from the whims of the dice. You can always get screwed somehow. Let's see here. Okay, no rope this time, so it's definitely a goat down. Oh, I do have a book we could use to start a fire. 14 coal. I guess we could eat stuff here. We're trying to keep well fed, just all the way through to the summit, I think. 79 cups of coffee. Wow. Oops. Didn't mean to throw that. Come on back. Come on back. So what's next now that you finished the pill popping challenge? Okay. Of course, we injured ourselves. I thought it was flat enough, and then I injured myself. Oh well. Figures. Okay, I have a sneaky suspicion we have no rabbits. Wouldn't that be an awful run? No rabbits? Yeah, I think this is confirmed. This is no rabbit run. That's gonna suck. Not bringing the pry bar was a big mistake. It used to be you could use the hacksaw to harvest the burdock, but now they won't let you do it. So. No rabbits. This is going to be rough. Oops. I think we'll also have no ptarmigan. Because I think the toggle that was used briefly for cougar turned back to ptarmigan. So I think in my custom setting I have the toggle that turns off cougar. I think it's now turning off ptarmigan, so I don't think we have ptarmigan either. I have not heard them anywhere, so I'm assuming that's the case. So basically, like the easy prey are all gone, and it's just going to be predators and big game. Another flare.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Cold.
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load for much longer.
So, Carradine, what is your current longest, what is your longest run for Vanilla Loper?
If I don't rest soon, I'm gonna faint.
Okay, I think we'll start by making water. Offline runs 700 plus days. Wow. 430 days. That's pretty impressive. My longest Loper run was actually my Roll With It challenge run, which went 303 days before I stopped it because we finished the requirements. So technically that one's still live, but I haven't done anything with it since then. I typically get bored after day 100 in a vanilla run, and so I have a hard time sticking with it to do other things. That's why I started inventing challenges for myself. So, yeah. Okay, do we want to risk eating meat? Probably not. Do we want to cook these guys? Yes. But I think a lot of my difficulty in the past in keeping up the long run was, this was before they gave us base building ability. So now I think if I were to do a long run, I might enjoy it more because I could spend time like developing the base, cleaning things up, making it look pretty. Guess we need to remember to set down all our stuff.
This pack is getting kind of heavy. So tired.
Okay, let's get through our cans. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Okay. Oh no. Try again. There we go. Yeah, it still sounds pretty bad. Okay, probably should be thinking about wrapping up here soon. How are we doing? We made it. We're at 8 days, so we survived 3 days tonight. We're pretty certain there's no ptarmigan either. That's my guess. We haven't run into the moose. Okay. Cooking's almost at 3. We're just, okay. So, day 8. So what we're going to do here, so what we do before we go out and raid someone else, we usually, well, almost always we read poetry. Either my own or other people's. We do take requests. So, without further ado, we'll do that. So read something. We'll pull from my random generator to see what we get. Home chooser. Home chooser. Ooh, okay. There's a barren wasteland for you. We'll do Frankenstein's Creature. This is from my second book of poetry, From Babbage's Dream, published by Sendress Publications in 2017. This is a collection of poetry that revolves around the history of computers, the life and struggles of Charles Babbage, 19th century computer pioneer, as well as famous AIs from literature, film, and the history of science, and programming terms and modern programming spaces. So we're going to look at a poem here called Frankenstein's Creature Bids Farewell to Its Maker. All the AI poems are written from the perspective of the AIs. And Frankenstein's Creature is an artificial intelligence. It's a simulacrum, is a creation, an automaton even, from inanimate parts that is given an intelligence of its own to operate and to be an agent for itself. Okay, so Frankenstein's creature bids farewell to its maker. What was I ever to you but a ghost, a phantom of dissembled lives, not yours, not mine, but stolen part and parcel from the grave? Now you lie, a corpse silent, cold, and pale upon the unlit pyre, the kindling readied to catch flame, while I remain alone at last, unburdened of every name you branded upon my brow. In life you could not see someone other than yourself mirrored in the conflicted soul that strains within this ghastly frame. I was always your creature, your demon twin and shackle mate. But standing here amid the dark and final night, the vast unbroken howling wind, I reject it all and dispossess myself of your hate. I refuse to live a life defined by others' stories, their mythic fears, their need for a shadow to call their own, to cast themselves in light. Who wishes to live as the antagonist always? I am the terrible master of my fate, my face the beauty that I own. I will not remonstrate my part, but claim the title of monster to my very core. For here in the white nothing of this domain, this deafening blankness of frigid space, I sign my name, my secret name, across the horizon's line. I write myself anew and make whatever legend that trails behind me mine. Your story ends here, a final spark and smoke that ascends into the void. But mine grows bolder with each telling, consumes the heart, plays the stage, stumbles onward, a grand machine, a god of unspeakable dreams, unstoppable, unbreakable, alive, awake. So this actually was inspired by I wrote part of my I wrote my PhD dissertation on 19th century artificial intelligence, and really how the machine becomes a person in the Victorian imagination. And Frankenstein, as a novel and the creature as a character is really instrumental in part of this shift. It's one of the first moments in fiction where we get the voice of a created other speaking back to its creator. I mean, if you trace this back, you'll get into like Genesis and sort of the voice of Adam and Eve as speaking back to their creator. But this is like an artificial being speaking back. And there is something of this deep, unfairness to the creature situation in which Victor Frankenstein creates it really almost to prove a point, right? That he can build life, create life. And then the moment he achieves it, the moment he thinks he's created another intelligent being in his own image as a human being, he realizes he hasn't, that it is nothing like he imagined. And that's kind of a recurring theme in artificial intelligence, is every time we make something that we think, based on what we think we understand about intelligence, is the moment that we realize we don't understand intelligence. It always reveals that we don't understand what we think we're making. There's something interesting, too, about the term monster, and I play on this in the poem. Monster comes from the old French monstre, which we still see in English in demonstration or remonstration. It means to show. So a monster is something that reveals or shows us something. And so, when the creature says, I claim the title of monster to my very core, he's just like, I will show you. I will show you what it means to be me. And so anyways, yeah, I found this really like an interesting experience to step into the place of the creature and think what they would say in this moment when, its creator, Victor Frankenstein, has died, and he's hauled him away and he's put him on this funeral pyre. The creature is bidding farewell to him, they've had their differences, but at some sense of closure is this moment, and I think it is like this moment which I imagine what he would say, and his rejection of all the things imposed on him. Yeah. Anyways, so that's one from Babbage's Dream. I think we might do one more. Let's see what we get here. We'll do something from the other book. There's I want to choose something. Well, I'll just look for it in the book. I want to choose something with kind of a Canadian theme to it. Has a bit of the cold in here as well. Yeah, we'll do this one. This is Letter from Home from The Lost Country of Sight, winner of the Philip Levine Prize in 2007, published by Anhinga Press. Letter from Home. My father's words laid down like old shoes at a back door, worn out, gray, or that distant pale that night paints the world just before dawn. Not knowing how far this road goes on, moving in slow circles or sinking into crisp, unfathomed snow. My father sleeping in long sighs, unaware of the way a line disappears at the edge of meaning, how few words he takes to recreate a world in the mind of a son longing for home. The last remnants of trees pulled from the earth stay hidden for years till the wind blows them free. There we go. So that's Letter from Home. It was inspired by a short email that my father sent me one time. It was just a few words, but let's see if I can pull that up too. See, I think I have it here. Yeah. Snowed yesterday and a bit last night. Rabbit tracks on the back lawn. Canadian geese honking around town like teenagers cruising Albert Street. Thinking of you, Dad. So I just got that really short note, but it was like just a few words, and suddenly I was transported back into Regina, Saskatchewan, where I'd spent a big chunk of my childhood, and I just thought about like that weird juxtaposition of being in a city, but there's all the snow, and there are rabbits that come in and just kind of tromp around, like leave their tracks everywhere. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting. You know, even now back home, there's at least one or two rabbits that hang out in our little cul-de-sac. It's just weird, you know. They'll show up at wintertime and they'll just hop around. In early spring, you'll see them around too, changing colors. So, anyways, a little bit of that. Okay, so thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We're going to find someone to raid. And we'll be back again Tuesday night, I think is the plan. Yeah, Tuesday night. So we'll continue this run until we get to day 50. Okay, AV is still streaming. Nemesis Darling is up. I wonder if Nemesis Darling is doing Wolf Wrangler again. Okay, so let us raid Nemesis Darling, I think, and we will go hang out there for a little bit. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. We will be back on Tuesday. See you all on the other side.